Google, Alphabet fame stock, that's humming. It's been humming for the past 2 days, even with the government ready to slap an antitrust case against the technology juggernaut. Seth Berenzweig is here, business law attorney. It doesn't seem to make sense to me, Seth, that the stock would be up 2 days on the prospect of the government going after it. What's going on? Am I missing something?
No, I think you're right. It seems like the street is pretty underwhelmed. It's an interesting situation because this is really the first wave in a new war between Washington and big tech. And just late yesterday, the Justice Department, together with 11 states, filed a new landmark antitrust lawsuit against Google. But there are a number of defects and problems that are presented in that case. First of all, you have the vehicle in which this case arrived to the court. And that vehicle is really more like an antiquated horse and buggy. It's the Sherman Antitrust Act. That was created in 1890. So as you can imagine, it's a pretty old, blunt instrument that the government's trying to wield here that doesn't exactly fit cleanly in the facts of the case. And in reviewing the 60-page complaint, I couldn't help but note that there's not one specific instance of any price gouging, price control, or price increase, despite the fact that they're claiming market manipulation and monopoly. So I think this looks like a bit of an uphill battle.
You know, even worst case scenario, the company were to be broken up, and that is a stretch to your point. I get that, Seth. In the case of AT&T, when that was done during the Reagan administration, shareholders got pieces of all those baby bells that were born of the breakup of the behemoth itself and ended up doing financially better than they would with AT&T alone. Could that be the thinking here, that it could lead to something like that, or that we're getting way ahead of ourselves?
Well, it could, and that could unlock shareholder value, but I do think it's getting a little bit ahead of our skis. This case has a number of problems, and frankly, I think that it demonstrates that Washington should be focusing on other things. The Congress needs to be providing an update to the Antitrust Act. It's just very antiquated, and it really hasn't been updated in recent history. They also need to be spending more time incentivizing and creating different ways to enhance and grow the small business community here in the United States. They need to be in the business of enhancing and growing small business, not punishing successful big business, because at the end of the day, the market can take care of itself. Take a look at what happened to MySpace and AOL. They were big behemoths, and Google was a little baby, True. And now we're having this conversation. So it's an interesting world.
Yeah, giants can come and go, to your point. Seth, thank you very much. Very good catching up with you on this. The stock is defying those expectations, as Seth touched on here, back-to-back gains in the middle of all of this.